Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to part 13. Ooh, good number for this. Part 13 of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time full playthrough walkthrough. In this section of the walkthrough, we are going to go through the mini dungeon, the bottom of the well. Now, I'm going to sit here for a few minutes and kind of explain some things that are weird about this game and also the general idea and reasoning behind doing this specific walkthrough series for Ocarina of Time. First reason is I've wanted to do one for Master Quest for a while, and I felt like I can't do it for Master Quest without doing it for the original, so let's do it. But the other reason that I wanted to do it is because I get a lot of questions, especially in more difficult games that I make guides for. I get the question all the time, how the hell was I supposed to know that? What could you have possibly done to know that X was the answer, or Y was the solution, or Z was the strategy for that boss? How could you possibly know that? Now, stroking my own ego, I pride myself on being very good at video games. My best friend says it is a superpower that I can just play video games and be good at them. I'm not a professional player. I was a speedrunner at one point, not anywhere near the level that pro speedrunners are now. But I tend to see things a little bit differently in games. I see them oftentimes from the lens of a designer. I often look for context clues specifically. I look for the way the lighting is guiding me. I look for the way the pathing on the ground is guiding me. I look for those subtle hints that most people just completely gloss over. And I look for them because I know that they are there. I know that good game designers put them there to guide your eyes to specific places. However, as a child, at the age of 10, when Ocarina of Time came out and I was first playing it, I would always buy the strategy guide for whatever game I was getting alongside the game. Most times I wouldn't read it. I just liked collecting them, and I liked the artwork in them. Oftentimes it was like concept art that wouldn't be in the game, and so on and so forth. Stuff like that. However, for this specific part of Ocarina of Time, I know for a fact I used the guide because I couldn't figure it out. However, I know for a fact that the game does tell you where to go, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk to the NPCs that tell you where to go. However, Ocarina of Time is a little strange. So, whenever you spawn in the game, like whenever you restart your game, you will spawn in the Temple of Time, and even if you're a child or an adult, no matter where you're starting, upon reload, the first pause screen is always the map. That is very deliberate. It is not the equipment screen. It's not the select item screen. It's not the quest status screen. It is the map. And you'll notice on the map that there are several points blinking. There's always a point blinking in this game, no matter what state of the game you're in, child, adult, doesn't matter. Having done 1 dungeon, 5 dungeons, every dungeon except the final one, something is blinking on this map. After you finish the water temple, 3 spots blink. Kakariko Village is always blinking as an adult up until you finish the next temple, which is the Shadow Temple. That's when it stops blinking. Gerudo Valley, I didn't notice it started blinking until after I finished the water temple, and it's still covered in clouds, meaning we have not been there yet. So there's no real reason for us to even know this exists without having even stepped foot inside Gerudo Valley, which we have not done. Now, it's possible that this started blinking when I was on the Poe side, the big Poe side quest, and I kind of got near it, but I doubt it. Again, because I didn't notice they started blinking until a few moments ago when I was doing the test run for this specific part of the walkthrough. So, Kakariko Village is blinking, as are these. We haven't been there yet, so to me that tells me, okay, maybe we should head to Kakariko Village. The other thing is that after you finish the water temple, a few seconds after you start walking around outside Lake Hylia again, Navi will call for you, and if you speak with her, she says, we should talk to some people to see if they know anything about the other sages. As an adult, all the NPCs are now concentrated, for the most part, within Kakariko Village. So it stands to reason that we should go speak with people in Kakariko Village to find out what to do next and who the next sage might be. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of this sort of explanation, this sort of stuff in the walkthrough. If you just want to skip to the dungeon part of this walkthrough, check the timestamps, skip to it, no hard feelings. But this was the main reason I wanted to make this walkthrough, is I wanted to really show you that if you talk to NPCs, if you explore, you will find the answers you're seeking. Sometimes they are cryptic, sometimes they do require you to just sort of sit and think for a few minutes, but the answers are always given to you, especially in Nintendo games. All right. Cool, so let's go to Kakariko Village now. I do love to see that Death Mountain is back to normal. That's one of my favorite things. Alrighty. There is something that I want to see real quick. I forgot to check for this when I was playing before, but I think it's worth checking. So when we go into Kakariko Village, after finishing the Water Temple, we're going to get hard stopped into a cutscene. However, I think there is a hint that something is going on in Kakariko Village if you look at it from a certain angle. Just going to turn this corner here. No. Okay, maybe I imagined that. Maybe that was in an earlier version of the game. Maybe it was never there, and I just assumed. All good. Well, now I'm curious what happens if you enter from the other side. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on in Kakariko Village. See who knows what. Oh, no! Get back, Link. Looks like you're coming around. Link, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of Kakariko Village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke, and it escaped into the world. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again, but she will be in danger without any help. Link, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There is an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Link. Okay. From this moment on, I'm going to play this game like I'm 10 years old, and I'm going to recreate. I'm basically going to do what the game tells me to do, okay? We're just going to listen to the game. So we learned the Nocturne of Shadow. We were told to go to the Shadow Temple to help Impa. Oops. So let's go there now. Let's warp to the graveyard. Alright, so we are actually above the royal grave. If you remember this was the first grave that we broke open. Now we're above it, and so we can head into this cave. Alright, there's a ton of torches around. And then there is the symbol of the fire medallion here, along with the sealed door. Okay, pausing 10-year-old SweetJohnnyCage here. I've mentioned this before in this walkthrough, but in early previews of the game, and early screenshots and videos of the game, the medallions were equipable items. And it stands to reason that the fire medallion would do the same exact thing as Din's Fire. It would be a fire spell. Farore's Wind was probably the forest medallion. Like, that spell was probably for the forest medallion. The water medallion was probably the other spell that we'll eventually get. So, the symbol on this pedestal is telling you to use the fire medallion. I think without equipable medallions, it's really just telling you, you need fire here, kid. Like, obviously. Now, we got Din's Fire a long time ago. We were told to visit the Great Fairy who lives by Hyrule Castle. We were told that by the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain, and we were told to go to that Great Fairy by, I believe, Darunia after we got the Goron's Ruby. Somebody told us to go up there. I know that for a fact. So, let's use our brains. Let's take out Din's Fire. We have the fire arrows, although those are completely optional. I don't think you ever really need those in the game. I could be wrong about that, but it's like an optional thing, or it's not directly in your path. The other thing too is if we lit one with a fire arrow, we can't use Deku sticks as an adult, so we can't then just light all the torches around. So we have no choice but to find a way to light all of them at once. That is Din's Fire. Now, I will tell you, this is also helping us for the dungeon. Din's Fire helps a ton in the dungeon. Okay, so let's go into the Shadow Temple. And I know this walkthrough is for the bottom of the well, but we're playing this like a 10-year-old. All right, here's the Shadow Temple. You need the long shot to... Actually, you could probably just use the hook shot to get across for that. Once we reach this wall, it says the shadow will yield only to one with the Eye of Truth, handed down in Kakariko Village. Okay, so that hint to me says we need to find an item in Kakariko Village, but also it is not very clear that the shadow is this wall. So we can just walk through this wall, okay? However, in this room, we would essentially just be saying to ourselves, okay, what else can we walk through here, right? Like, what can we do here? So, it says, may the beak face see the skull of truth. The alternative is descent into the deep darkness. We have this signpost here. It says, only one who has sacred feet can cross the Valley of the Dead. It's not very helpful here, okay? Now, I know for a fact you can walk through this one. I know that to be true. However, clearly you are missing something. You don't have the item to get across this gap. For some reason, you're able to walk through walls. It's not entirely clear why. So it's time to leave and go see what's going on in Kakariko Village. That, to me, is what the game is telling me. That and the music is spooky, so I don't want to be there. Alright, so back in the graveyard. There's a storm brewing. So let's see what's going on in the well. Clearly something came out of there. Let's see what's going on. Now, as a kid, you would just start talking to people. I'll tell you right now, this NPC starts a trading side quest. She's not important. Near the well, this guy is standing here. The only NPC around. He's standing here. Let's talk to him. He says the windmill draws water up from the depth of the well. Now the well is dried up, though. So the windmill is moving, but the water is dried up. So this NPC starts a side quest. The only other one that's around is this one. So the hint in the Shadow Temple was that there was an item passed down in Kakariko Village, meaning it's generational. It's an old item. This person is old. Like, the hint is kind of in your face, but it's also a little cryptic. So you really do just have to start talking to people, but it makes sense that the old man, I guess, the old person in the village, is probably the one to talk to. Is also really the only one around. It's an old man. He's got a mustache. You never know. A long time ago, there was a man in this very village who had an eye, they said, could see the truth. Now, usually, you have to train your mind's eye most strenuously to actually see the truth. But this fella, no, they say he had a different way of doing things. His house stood where the well is now. So the two NPCs, aside from the side quest lady, that are within view of the well, they give the hints. There is another NPC up here on top of these stairs. He wants you to sell the contents of a bottle. Not important. You can talk to some shopkeepers, but no one else really gives you hints. Impa's house is also available. And inside, they just say Impa went to the graveyard. So sort of the same hints that Sheik gives you, but it's really the old man and the guy standing next to the well. They give you the hints. The guy next to the well points you to the windmill. Now, here's where I think the game messes up. When we got the hook shot, we came out. Oh, we can't go to first. Okay. We came out here, right? When you come out here, there's only one person in here, and he looks real strange, and he's making the music of the windmill. It seems like he's got a music box with a speaker that's going around and around. Clearly, he's making the music. Now, when you speak with him the first time, he will sort of clue you into that there was a kid with an ocarina who came here, I think he says 7 years ago. There's a kid with an ocarina who came here 7 years ago. I'll never forget that melody. And then if you take out the ocarina, he will then teach it to you. So he teaches you the Song of Storms. And this, famously, is where the time travel mechanic of Ocarina of Time falls apart. Because he teaches you a song that you supposedly taught him. It's not explicit that you did, but nobody else in the game has an ocarina aside from Saria. Maybe Skull Kid, but Skull Kid never leaves the Lost Woods. So let's speak with him now. He says, "Oh no, a storm again. You played the ocarina again, didn't you?" So, the guy outside told us that the windmill controls the water in the well. But the windmill is dry. We were told by the old man that there was somebody who lived in the village a long time ago whose house was where the windmill is now, and he had an eye. We know we're looking for an item, so, and this is where it takes a leap and you really just gotta start trying stuff. Because the item was passed down from generations, it stands to reason that we should go to the past. So that's what we're going to do. Actually, is the sign here? No, the sign for the windmill is not here, or the well is not here. Okay, so let's go to the past. And while I warp, I am... Oh, never mind, I have a drink. Okay. So, I'll tell you right now, you can try talking to the NPCs, their past versions, like the old man. They're all in Market Town. However, they're all just commenting on Zelda leaving. So, they're not of any use. Oops. So let's warp to Kakariko Village. So, I'll tell you something. If you have the Mask of Truth, you can speak with this Gossip Stone. You may think this will give you a hint about it. It doesn't. It says, they say that there is a secret near a tree in Kakariko Village. That's the huge rupee we got earlier. The interesting thing is that you can open the door to the Shadow Temple as Child Link. However, there is no point. You don't have the hook shot to get across. Again, I think something was changed in development. Because there is no reason... why they should even let you in, or for there to be a hook shot point and not a long shot point. So, I think something was changed around. Alright. So, I will also tell you that none of the NPCs say anything, although I am going to check one. So there is an NPC here that's a little hidden. And let me get a Coco. Hello. Thank you. Alright. So if we come over here and then fly across the fence. Granny's potion stop close. Gone for field study. Please come again. Okay. Never mind. Doesn't work. And then can you enter the back here? Probably not. If you can, it'll just spit you out. Or you might even appear behind the NPC. Who is there? What a bad kid trying to enter from the rear. Oh, wait, what does he say? This is one of the workers. Such a bad kid. I have to tell you some juicy gossip. The boss carpenter has a son. He's the guy who sits under the tree every night. Don't tell the boss I told you that. Got it. Okay. So... okay, back on track here. We know that it has to do with the windmill. We know that it has to do with possibly a storm. Because the guy who taught us the Song of Storms tells us that 7 years ago, a kid played the ocarina and it drove him nuts or whatever, right? Alright. So let's go in the windmill and talk to the guy. Go around and around and around. What fun, I'm so happy. I'm a music man who loves to go around and around. Go round and around. I'm trying to come up with a musical theme inspired by this windmill. Going around and around and around. So, again, it's a little strange. He's coming up with the song, but we're about to play it for him. Doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's not me being like weirdly cryptic and trying to hint something towards you. It's literally weird. Okay. So, after we have the Nocturne of Shadow, if we play the Song of Storms to the man as a child, this happens. So the windmill goes a little crazy. And the well is drained. So the game does hint it at you, but I really think something was changed in development to like cause the issue where there's like a breakdown in like what you know when. So just go around, go around, go around. What? It's going way too fast. Yeah. So the well is drained, and now we can go in. And now it's time for the dungeon walkthrough. So thank you for attending my 25-minute diatribe of how I think this works, or how I think the story works. It's a little weird. I do think the game hints it at you. And if you just start trying things, which they kind of did ask you to do back in the day, you know, I think you would figure it out. All right, so we got a big Skulltula here. Oh, God. It's going nuts. All right, so if we target this guy and then use C up to speak with Navi, she says, I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the eye of truth. That's what they are saying. Now, knowing that we can walk through a wall because of our brief stint in the Shadow Temple, it stands to reason that we would know to walk through that. The other thing, too, is you can hear an enemy going around and around and around, but you can't get to it. I do think it could have been a lot more clear, though. Like, maybe put that guy half in, half out or something. Okay, so not only are there invisible walls in this place, but there are also invisible floors. And you can fall through into pits. If that happens, do not panic. It's fine. It doesn't matter. You can always get out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you want to take notice of the water here. So there's an enemy going around and around and around. So what we should do is follow his path. Let's just kill him to get him out of the way, but let's follow his path. There's a like behind this cage with the gold Skulltula. There's 3 total gold Skulltulas in this dungeon, so just be aware of that. If you target this and speak to it, it says this wall, it says something here, danger below. That's what it says. So there's danger below this thing. What does that mean? It's a false floor. Okay? So then we end up back here. I recommend breaking the pots if you need magic, because you're going to need some magic in the well. Beautiful, beautiful, great. Okay. So it's a room with silver rupees. You know the drill. Be careful, though. There is a Redead in the corner there, so it's worth playing the song, the Sun Song, just so we can get rid of it. These guys always drop magic, which is cool. Okay, so let's go where those torches are and see what's back there. Go ahead and equip the bombs. Alright, so we got a Redead that was frozen. If you play the Sun Song in a room, no matter how big the room is, all the Redeads in that room will freeze. Alright, let's open this up and get the map. Very good. So let's go around collecting the big rupees. I will warn you, if you look down here, the rupees, the rupee that you see there, it's just a regular rupee. It's not a silver rupee, okay? Oh, God. Ghost water. All right, at the top of this ladder is the next one, or the final rupee that will open the door so we can escape this. Very good. Cool. And this skeleton says the same thing. It says, look for the eye of truth. We will do that, sir. All right, so once again, you hear something moving around. You know there's false walls in places. So that's sort of how you know. All right, I'm just going to take it head on. I don't care. All Alright, so before we go in there, we should come over here. So that hint is danger above, which, I don't know, it's kind of a pointless hint. Don't go in that corner. There's a false floor there. We will deal with that later. For now, let's go over here. Oh, boy. Wow. Let's go over here, target this, get the hint. It says the water flowing out of this statue is flooding the entire floor. If you look closely, there's a Triforce on the floor. Let's play Zelda's Lullaby and it drains. I just now noticed, 24 years later, left, up, right makes a triangle. I'm a real smart boy. All right, so you don't have to jump in here, but crack open the pockets and bombs. Okay, so now the water is drained, and if you recall, there was water near the entrance. So let's see what happened. The other thing you can take note of is if you look on the map, there's clearly a lot of side paths from like this level, but it doesn't seem like we have access to them. That's going to change pretty soon. So let's come over here, open this chest, get ourselves some bombs, and if we come over here, we can crawl through this crawl space. All right. There is a giant Skulltula here. You can see its shadow. Okey-doke. Let's go in this room. And this is the boss of the dungeon. So, there's no enemy in here, but the door has locked behind you. So, if you get grabbed by one of these hands, the boss shows up. What you want to do is you just want to spam buttons to get out of the grip here. Go ahead and target the boss, get a hint. It's called Dead Hand. Watch out for its infinite hands. Those are the things around the room. Aim for its head. So when it stands close to you, its head will drop down, and then you can kind of go nuts on it. When the boss starts walking away from you, it's going to dive into the ground. You want to wait just a second. So it like completes diving, and then get grabbed again. And this is just the process. Let's do the same thing. Wait for it to fully dive. Wait for the dirt to go back down. I probably need one more cycle. Ooh, right on us. That's fun. Cool. All right, so once the boss goes down, a treasure chest appears. I love how it has a death rattle right there. Wish they gave it a sound when it was twitching. I guess a death rattle is the sound. That's more like going into rigor mortis. Anyway, open the chest, and you get the lens of truth. Set it to scene you see to look through it. Mysterious things are hidden everywhere. Be sure to try to use it outside of the well. Seeing the truth will cost magic power, so you see again to stop using it. Okay, I'll tell you right now, this is all you need out of this place. Once you have the lens of truth, you can bounce. However, there are gold Skulltulas in here. This is technically a child dungeon, so we're going to go get those now. We're also going to get the compass. That's going to help us out a bit. So we're just going to exit, kill that, go back through, and then see what the lens of truth has to show us. All right, there's a total of 3 gold Skulltulas, and then there's several small keys in this dungeon for us to get. So, let that pass. We can immediately see this wall is false, so you can go through. You can get yourself a small key. All right, so let's just continue along this path. This is where we come out of the basement, so that's that locked door. So if we just come around here, go through here, another big chest. However, there's a false floor there, so don't fall through. But this is the compass. And the compass is helpful because it shows you where chests are. That's really the main draw of this thing. So you can see there's 4 chests on this floor alone. Still. Yeah, I don't care. Alright, so let's come over here. Drop down. This will be filled with water if you came here early, so just make sure to open this chest. It is a heart. Now, you do want to be careful because in some rooms there are fire keys, and with a Deku shield, you got to be careful. However, there is a Deku shield to get in this dungeon, but I think I might have already opened the chest. Okay, so in this room, our mission is to get a small key. However, we want to kill this Gibdo first. Okay, very good. So let's take out a Deku stick, and we're just going to light one specific torch. I'm not going to light all of them, because in most of them, it's either a recovery heart or enemies. Alright, so this one does have keys in it. However, if you take a jump inside, if you were to look inside, you see a key. So you can just hop inside and grab it. In Master Quest, they do that a lot more with keys just laying around. But the precedent is established in this game. All right, great. So we have what we need. There's nothing hidden in this room, so we can just bounce. And go back through. Oh, nope, wrong button. So if we take out the Lens of Truth again, we can see that the wall right in front of us is false. And then there's a locked door here. And you hear your favorite sound. Now we got some demon pots. We got a Deku Baba. Ooh, 20 rupees. And a heart. Okay, great. So take out your boomerang. And go to work. No, I thought it would kill it in one. Okay, that's number 1 of 3. So let's exit the room. So this is a false floor here. Don't fall. This false floor will lead you to those rupees that I pointed out earlier that were up on that ledge in the basement. We don't need those, though. So now let's go through here. There is a floor master in this room, so be very careful. But it's only in this room. Okay. Open up this chest. We'll get some Deku nuts. And then there is a locked door directly across. Now be very careful in this room. It looks like there's just a giant pit. So you want to take care of the keys. Take out the Lens of Truth, and you'll see that there's actually a path along the side of the wall. All right, go ahead and kill this Skulltula. Great. All right, just walk along the path again. You don't need to have the Lens of Truth enabled to, like, do the invisible stuff. You could just do it. Okay, so let's exit out of here. And then... Oh, Jesus. And we can see on the map that there's another chest over here. It's behind this false wall. So from here on, you really got to pay attention to your map, starting basically now. If you weren't using the map before, you're going to start using it again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the last chest in this general vicinity. Now, if you recall, there was a sort of like a dirt mound or something over here, and I said, don't bother with it yet. It's not worth it. Oh, God damn it. That was fun. Okay. And the reason being is because there's actually a false floor here. So you can clearly see that there is a chest on the map where I'm standing, and there seems to be a crack right here. This I always found a little weird. Like, they don't do this too much. I think they do it in the Shadow Temple once or twice, maybe the Spirit Temple, but I never liked that they did this, like a bombable texture, you know what I mean? Bombable wall I get, but that's weird. That's where I draw the line in my Zelda. Okay, great. So we got that. Go back over. And then there's one final chest in the dungeon, and it's over here. So let's go through this crawl space. I'm going to warn you, there's fire keys in this room, so just be mindful of your shield. However, if your shield gets burned away, the chest within this room contains a Deku shield. Jesus. Alright, so we want to kill the Beamos. There we go. And then again, if you burned away your shield, this would be a Deku shield. Instead, it's 5 rupees. Okay. Come through here. Open this door. The like is behind this door, so just get ready to move. Yeah, we don't want to deal with you. Likes can steal your shield. So if you get sucked into one, it will take your shield from you. However, upon killing it, it will dump the shield out, and you'll get it back. So it's not the end of the world. Alright. Alright, this is number 3. Okay. And the final chest is another 5 rupees. So in case, for whatever reason, you lost the shield with the fire keys, you lost it with the like, and, you know, for whatever reason it didn't spawn again, it's basically a fail-safe chest right there. Okay, that's it. That is the bottom of the well. If you'd like, you can check the map, make sure that you didn't forget anything, but as long as you have the Skulltula icon there. What is that chest? What is that chest? What is that chest? None of these chests matter, I can tell you that. It's probably just Deku Nuts or something like that. Yeah, this is 100%, so let's just go find him. Oh, there it goes. Maybe there's another shield. Now we gotta find him. Alright, let's check it out. It's directly across? From what? I'm so confused. I don't know what these chests are. Oh. There you go. Bombchu. Wow, that's the game's first Bombchu chest. Interesting. So if you played the Bombchu bowling alley, you kind of already know what a Bombchu is. But now it's on the screen. There you go, 10 Bombchu. These are actually pretty expensive, so that's nice. That's the game's first Bombchu chest. Look at that. I really didn't know that was there. All right, then what's the other one? It's on this floor. Is it in the boss room? Is there a hidden chest in the boss room that I didn't realize? Ha! There sure is. Look at that, invisible chest. That's funny. 200 rupees. Jesus, what a whopper. That's it, right? Wow. 200 rupees in the boss room. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play the Nocturne of Shadow, just to get out of here faster. And then, because we have 30 gold Skulltulas, we can turn those in the House of Skulltula and get the Giant's Wallet, which is the final wallet of the game. It holds 500 rupees. And this is, to me, this is like the last huge reward for Skulltulas. After this point, I think it's just rupees, a piece of heart, and more rupees, I think. Or maybe, yeah, I don't think it's like a bomb bag upgrade or anything like that. I'll double check before we end this, but this is what I consider like the last huge thing. So you got the Giant's Wallet for 10, or the Adult Wallet for 10, and now the Giant's Wallet for 30. This is the person in the back. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. Got a Giant's Wallet. What a huge wallet. Now you can carry up to 500 rupees. There you go. All right, let me just double check what the rewards are here. Gold, Skulltula, rewards, Ocarina of Time. 40 is 10 Bomb Chew, 50 is a piece of heart, and 100 is they fill your wallet. Cool. Okay. That is going to do it for this part of the walkthrough. Let's just set up next time. We'll just go back to the future. Huh, that's funny. All right, so we'll warp back to the future, become an adult again, and then we'll do it. So, Bottom of the Well, I like it as a concept. I do think that because of the changes in development, they didn't really iron out the story of like the hints and why you're going there. I do wonder if in the Japanese version, if maybe the hints are different and a bit more clear. Maybe it's a case of mistranslation. I doubt it, being Nintendo and like the first 3D Zelda. Like this was to call this game a system seller of the Nintendo 64 is an understatement of the millennium. Like this game sold so many copies and they knew it would. So it had to be near perfect. But yeah, I do wonder like if because of the switch between the Spirit Temple and Shadow Temple going first and second, or rather fifth and sixth, what's the deal? And you can even see here in the music selection screen, or the music menu, the Nocturne of Shadow comes after something we haven't gotten. So, like, clearly the order was changed. There's no argument there. But, like, it is very interesting. It's odd. And because of those changes midway through development or partway through development, I do wonder if something was lost. Yeah, it's a little weird. Because everything else in the game, for the most part, is, I wouldn't say spoon-fed to you, but it is like the NPC directly in front of you or Navi is going to tell you exactly where you need to go. Or the map is going to blink and tell you exactly where you need to go. And you're going to find the person who then tells you exactly where you need to go. Like, it really is clear throughout the rest of the game and before this part of the game where to go, what to do. But for some reason, this isn't. And I think it's because of changes in development. But that's it. That's part 13. That's Bottom of the Well. In the next section of the walkthrough, we are going to go through the Shadow Temple. It's a pretty fun temple. You do get a new pair of boots, so Link gets a new pair of shoes. They're not as used as the Iron Boots, and the temple is nowhere near as slow as the Water Temple. So even though you're getting new boots, don't worry. It is still fun to use and fun to play. You do, of course, have to go to the equipment screen, and on the 3DS version, you don't. That's the trade-off. However, that's next time in part 14. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.